Hey guys, so I know a few of us have had a lot of issues with the crappy Sullivan's redesigns, just all the Chimes of Kyoto redesigns and the Chimes of Polaris redesigns that Sullivan's has been doing. A lot of us hate those. I especially hate all the Chimes of Polaris redesigns that Sullivan's has made. But I actually, in this video, I'm actually going to be going over Chimes of Polaris redesigns that I think are actually good. These three right here, the Carolina Petals chimes. Now, they are pre-Sullivans though. These are these are Gary Kvistad's chimes, not Sullivan's, because this is a 2015 snapshot on the Wayback Machine. So yeah. So to start things off, what Sullivan's does with their crappy redesigns, with the Chimes of Polaris redesigns, they just take the Chimes of Polaris, slap a new wood color on. They just paint on a new color, and it's usually not even a good color. They just put a crappy wind catcher on and just call it a new product, and they just look lazy, uninspired, boring, and kind of ugly. So yeah, that's what all the Sullivan Chimes of Polaris redesigns look like. But these three, I personally think, are good, and I'm going to explain why. First off, these, I think Woodstock put a lot more effort into these. They don't just look lazy. It looks like they were actually taking it seriously. I know this is just a small detail, but I just like the fact that the striker is a different shape because Sullivan doesn't do that. And then the little wood bead on top of the wing catcher. It wasn't something they had to do, but I'm glad they did it anyways because, again, I like it. So they get a bonus point for this because it actually makes it look even nicer. But the wing catcher itself, especially, just the little pedals made out of wood, I think these look great. And they're well painted, very well crafted. So, yeah, these are not at all bad. And while they have the same notes as the chimes of Polaris, I actually don't think they sound completely identical because all of the Sullivan's redesigns, all of the chimes of Kyoto redesigns, and the chimes of Polaris redesigns, they all just sound identical to their original counterpart. These to me sound a little bit different, similar, but they sound very similar to chimes of Polaris, but not completely identical. Not 100% anyways. Something else I really like for some reason is that the bright blush and I don't know how that's pronounced, gracious green, I guess. These two have uh, the top piece, the striker, and the wood bead have natural color to them, while the wind catcher is painted. But with the true blue, it's the complete opposite. I just think that's kind of funny. Another bonus is that despite sounding like the chimes of Polaris, each one was given its own sound recording because yeah, each individual one has its own sound recording, even though all three sound exactly the same. If they were still being made now, though, they would probably all have the same sound recording because a lot of chimes have the same sound recording nowadays, which I don't know why, but just the crap sound recording update just always bothered me. I just always liked it when different chimes had separate sound recordings, even if they sounded the same. For example, with the Pocketville Canyon chimes, the bronze, green, and silver, they at one point had different sound recordings, each of the three they had their own sound recording. But then what they did is that they took the sound recording for the bronze and just gave it to the other two. So now they have the same recording, which I don't know why it bothers me, but just I don't know. I always liked it better when there was a lot more diversity in the sound recordings. Oh yeah, these are another example. The chocolate chimes. These used to all have their own sound recording, each and every one of these. But then they just took the sound recording for the amber and just gave it to the rest of these, except for the seven stones. This one still has its own recording, but the rest of these, they all just have the same recording that this one always had. Oh yeah, also shame on Sullivan's for getting rid of this one and this one and this one. Just oh my god. Yeah, but each recording that each of these have I actually really like. So this is the recording for the bright blush. Then the gracious green. Yeah, I hear a slight difference. There's just something about them that makes them sound a little bit different from the chimes of Polaris. I don't know what it is. It might be because of the different shape for the striker. I don't know. And then the true blue. Yeah, I really miss the sound recording variety. And yeah, these unfortunately are discontinued. And I will admit, I actually was kind of sad when these went because I remember it had to have been somewhere around 2015 or 2016. The True Blue, I know, was the first one to go. So then it was just these two remaining. I would say just a few months later, the Bright Blush went discontinued. And then I think for about. And the Gracious Green was left as the last one remaining. And this one actually lasted for a while after these two went discontinued. I would say it stuck around for another year or two before it went discontinued. And when it finally did go discontinued, I wasn't surprised. But yeah, these are the only Chimes of Polaris redesigns that are actually good because they're the only Chimes of Polaris redesigns that weren't made by Sullivan's. So these are Gary's chimes, not Sullivan's. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here. So